The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus spoke this parable to his disciples. The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for the usual daily wage, he sent them into his vineyard. When he went out about 9 o'clock, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and he said to them, "You also go into the vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." And so they went. When he went out again about noon, and about 3 o'clock, he did the same. And about 5 o'clock, he went out and found others standing around. And he said to them, "Why are you standing here idle all day?" They said to him, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You also go into the vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his manager, "Call the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last, and then going to the first." When those hired about 5 o'clock came, each of them received the usual daily wage. Now when the first came, they thought that they would receive more, but each of them also received the usual daily wage. And when they received it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, "These last worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." But he replied to one of them, "Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to this last the same as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or are you envious because I am generous?" So the last will be first, and the first will be last. The Gospel of the Lord. It's obvious that Jesus was not trying to give a lecture on labor relations when he spoke the parable that we've just heard. The clues to that parable come at the beginning of it and at the end. At the beginning, he says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner." And then he tells the parable. So it's not labor relations, but the kingdom of heaven about which he is speaking. But like all of his parables, some more clearly than others, he's taking common things that people experience on a day in and day out basis, and then making a point from those things. And so he takes their experience of many, of day laborers. They would gather in the marketplaces of their town or city, wherever they were. They would be handpicked by those who need laborers, and they would be paid a day's wage for the work that they did. But in this case, it's the original ones hired, and then a further crew at 9 o'clock, another crew at noon, yet another crew at 3 o'clock, and still another crew at 5 o'clock, when the workday is close to finished. And so they all do their work. The time comes for them to be paid by the steward of the household, the one who would act on behalf of the owner. And on the owner's request, he starts paying those who worked the least, and he gives them a full day's pay. Well, the others thought, wow, this is going to be a good day for us. If that crowd's getting a full day's pay for an hour's work, what's going to come to us who've been working all day long in the heat? But that's not how he did it. Everybody gets what they were promised, or the first get what they were promised, a day's wages for a day's work. And they grumble. And he says, hey, it's my money. This is the deal I made with you. I've kept my deal. Do you have any right to be angry with me because I am generous? And then the end of the parable, a saying that fits here and that is used actually in a number of Jesus' parables. So the last will be first, and the first will be last. Kind of a clue to understanding this can also be found in our first reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 55, the end of the middle section of the book of Isaiah. The first part of it is a call to seek the Lord, to turn away the wicked person, forsake your ways. The unrighteous person, forsake your thoughts. Return to the Lord. Why? Well, so like the master in the parable, he will show mercy to you. Return to God, because he will abundantly pardon. And then the second part also maybe fits in with the parable as well. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, my thoughts than your thoughts. And so the parable's not about labor relations. It's not about union or any other kind of wages. It's about the mercy of God and the constant call of God for one at any hour, early in the morning or late at night, to return to God and receive his mercy.